Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar today. The topic today will be how to run your entire SME business on one integrated platform with compliance to Malaysia E-invoice. I'm your business advisor from Odoo APAC. My name is Ji Yue. You can call me G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the letter G. And of course, you can contact me via sending me an email to zhta@odoo.com or drop me a WhatsApp message. Or if you would like to book a consultation session with me, feel free to scan the QR code below. The agenda today for the webinar will be what is Malaysia e-invoicing mandate and timeline, and also what are the pain points faced by our SME today. And of course, we will go through a live demo to showcase how Odoo will be helpful for your core business operations. And then at the end, we will go through a little bit about our customer success stories and also Odoo direct implementation methodology. Of course, at the end, feel free to ask me a question or directly just contact me for more information. Alright, so let's start a little bit with Malaysia e-invoicing mandate and timeline. Okay, so what is e-invoicing? E-invoicing is actually a digital transmission and validation required by LHDN. So basically, you are required to submit the transaction amounts and also like the informations to LHDN system based on the requirements. So starting from August 1st, 2024, some of the companies have already been required to submit the mandate e-invoice to the LHDN system. And based on our latest announcement from the government on 7 December 2025, the taxpayers with an annual turnover or revenue of less than 1 million ringgit and below are exempted from e-invoice implementation. That means currently you are actually at the relaxation period. However, based on some situations or conditions, you might still need to submit e-invoicing for consolidated self-bill e-invoice for your suppliers or vendors, consolidated e-invoice for your customers by monthly basis, or upon request from your customers. So actually, what is the relaxation period? The relaxation period is actually like a 6 months to 12 months of the period from the government to let you to adjust your business operations to a more digitalized and more adapt to a system. So basically, from the graph, you can actually see from the taxpayers with up to annual turnover or revenue of up to 5 million ringgit starting from January 1st, 2026 or July 1st, 2026, your relaxation period ends at December 31st, 2026, which is you have this whole year to help you adjust your business operations to a more digitalized system that is compliant to the government's requirement. So during this relaxation period, what do you need to do? First, you need to do the consolidate e-invoice based on monthly basis. So basically, you just need to consolidate or gather all the information needed or the amounts needed from your monthly orders and submit one invoice to the government portal. Also, at the same time, for the product description for the e-invoice products that you are submitting to the government, you have the flexibility to write the data field as appropriate. Of course, during this adjustment time or maybe like the relaxation period here, the government won't fine you for any mistakes made. So actually, this is the golden time for you because there won't be any fines for the first 6 months of the relaxation period here. You can practice however you want to submit a proper e-invoice based on your system or maybe based on your professionality. That's totally fine at all. So basically, why is it a golden time again? Is because, again, this is a practice time for you to do the actual e-invoicing progress smoothly with the proper requirement by the government. Second thing, you also have enough time for your teammates, your colleagues, to actually do more trainings about how to submit an e-invoice based on the requirements. Of course, because there is no fine, you can make any mistake and you can fix the mistakes accordingly. Of course, because your relaxation period ends at 31st of December 2026, you can also have enough time to find a system that is suitable for your business operations, and also this can avoid the last minute implementation that will rush your whole company into a very struggle stage. Also, because some of the companies, especially the big companies, they are already mandated to submit the e-invoice to the government. So if they are dealing with you, they might also hope the same from you, which is you will need to submit the individual e-invoice to them as well. So maybe for the big customers, they might not prefer to have someone over like the consolidated e-invoice customers, but they might work with those customers that has already e-invoice prepared. So e-invoice is very important to Malaysian market right now, but there's some sad truth about Malaysians SMEs at the moment. Just a quick overview about Malaysia's SMEs market. So up to 2024, we have around like 1 million of active establishment in Malaysia, and MSMEs actually share a 96.1% of total market share. However, around 10.5% of the SMEs actually reported adopt to the cloud ERP. So only 10% of them has a proper ERP system to help them with the business operations. And out of this 96% of the active establishment here, only 44 to 54% of the companies reported having a basic computing system to help them with the mandatory operations, for example, like sending the emails or maybe like the data reporting. So basically, here you can say a lot of the SMEs are actually struggling by using pen and papers or a very simple system that has to help, that actually increase their workload instead of helping them to grow the business. Again, most of the company here, we don't have a proper system. 90% of the company don't have the proper system here, like a cloud ERP. So what they are facing right now might be a fragmented system, which as a business owner, it will cost you a duplicate cost for several different subscription costs, implementation costs, maintenance costs for different kind of system here. So I believe some of you are facing situations like that. If I need an accounting, I have to go to the accounting system. If I need inventory stock checking, I have to call my inventory guy and check about my stocks. Do I have enough stocks? Or I have to check from the Excel file. And if I need another marketing things, I have to go to another marketing system or subscribe another marketing system. So actually, there's so many hidden costs for you to manage and maintain, and you have so many things to do already. Of course, other than the cost, there's also the nightmare for the employees to do the reconciliations, which is like the accounting reconciliations or inventory reconciliations. So basically, just imagine that. I have to check the stock count. I have to go back to check my Excel file. I have to call my inventory guy, and I have to update the Excel file manually by myself. So basically, all the stock movement or maybe all the finance movement are not updated in the system automatically, and we need someone to help you with that. So that's actually a wasted talent. Basically, as a business owner, for the person that you hire, they are not actually doing the job that you hire for, but they are doing the admin work to help you to manage the company together to make sure that everything works well. So around 60% of the manual time, of the work time is used for this manual works instead of helping you to grow the business. So I believe most of you are actually in the survival mood, which is like you have to constantly fight your fires internally. So basically, again, 60% of the time are used for this admin work for the operation maintenance. You have no time for the innovations. So basically, you are fixing your yesterday's mistake instead of building a new tomorrow's new strategies or maybe like new wins. Also, some of the company, they are very fear of change. They felt like, hey, if it's working, don't touch it. Let it work. Let it work until it cannot work. So basically, to maintain this thing, you have to spend a lot of like the human cost and also like the budget cost to help you to maintain the things, where you can actually spend this cost or the human resource to some other places that can help you to grow your company. Unfortunately, that's the current fact of the Malaysian SMEs. So, what is Odoo? Odoo is an all-in-one ERP solution that can help you to manage your core business operations. So basically, we do have a lot of different modules. As of now, we have like 70 plus modules in the system that can help you for your core business. For example, like your inventory, stock managing, sales, finance, and of course, accounting, which is like compliance to the e-invoicing. So we can see like the live diagram here. Basically, this is maybe what you're facing right now, which is like, okay, I need an accounting system, I have to go to somewhere else. I need an inventory, I have to go back to my spreadsheet. I need a website, I have to go to WordPress. So basically, again, you can see the connection here are so messy and confusing to get all the data together. So basically, Odoo helps you to connect this all by default in one platform, in one ecosystem. All of our apps are interconnected. So we will go through the live demo later, but this is just a very quick overview about how Odoo looks like. So basically, you can see all these little squares are called our in-house modules here. As of our latest version 19, we have around like 70 plus of the modules inside the system, and all of them are interconnected, which means every data are connected and talking to each other. Again, this is based on our existing customers' most used app. So basically, you can see by category, we do have like sales, we do have like the operations, we do have like the marketings, we do have like the finance. So these all apps are designed for a specific operations, and each of the categories are helping you to expand your business in different phases. So for example, maybe for now, for the core business, we want to start with sales, we want to start with the inventories and etc. But then, okay, after that, maybe the second phase, you want to promote your brand. You want to grow your business here. We want to go with the marketing. So basically, in Odoo, you are flexible to use the apps anytime, just add inside the system database anytime that you need it. Okay. So after so much of these introductions, just a little quick introductions about our global presence also. So actually, Odoo is a Belgium company founded at 2005, and of course our HQ is in Belgium here. All around the world right now, we have 19 offices, and 2013 we came to Hong Kong and located Hong Kong as our APAC regional headquarters. Based on our 2025 statistic, all around the world, we have around 16 million of active and happy users at the moment. So after these 20 years of development, of course, we do have some key achievement this few years. So the most important one, we do have like the investment led by the Capital G and Sequel Capital. So just in case you're not very familiar, Capital G is actually the hand of investment from Google. So basically, we are actually having the strategic partnership with Google. And based on our latest statistic on January, we have already achieved the USD 8.2 billion valuation unicorn stage. Again, we do have a lot of key highlights. Please feel free to visit our website for more information. Alright, so now we are at the live demo. And let's play a role play. Currently, we are working as a furniture trading company, and we are going to use Odoo for our core business operations for daily operations. Alright, let's go for it. Okay, so basically, this is the interface of Odoo. Clean, simple, beautiful, easy to use. So for each of the modules here, they are designed specifically for different kind of operations. But today, we are going to go through the core business from 3 different departments: sales, inventory, and purchase, which is kind of like operation team, and also the finance. Alright, so starting from the very beginning, maybe as a business owner or maybe anyone, you just want to have a very quick look about like how is your customer doing, or maybe like you just want to check which customers that you have. So basically, what we can do here is just go to the contacts, and from the contacts, it basically gives me a list of all the customers, suppliers, or anybody related to the company. So I'm just going to find Mr. Lee very quickly. So for Mr. Lee, very quickly, you can find all the contact informations needed, the address, and the most important thing is like what are the interactions that you have done with Mr. Lee. So for example, I can very quickly to see like I have done like 12 sales order with Mr. Lee, how much I've invoiced them, and the most important thing, how much we have the outstanding payment from Mr. Lee. So basically, Odoo provides you Odoo provides you a customer statement directly from the system so that you don't have to clear out all the data by yourself. So just by one click, your finance team or anyone can very quickly go and see like how much you have due, how much you have invoiced, and etc. Alright, so basically this is where you can find all the information related to this contact. Okay, so let's start with a salesperson. As a salesperson, the first thing that I want to do every day is go to my CRM and check what are the things I need to do today. What is my to-do list? So as a salesperson, of course, I have to follow up with my leads. I have to check if I have any new updates from my leads and etc. So basically, this is where it will be all showing in the pipeline. Okay, so maybe I want to first start with my proposition stage, and from here, by clicking this orange color, I can very quickly filter out what are the 7 activities or what are the 7 tasks that I need to do for today. Of course, if you want to check for the overdues, feel free to click on the red button and it will show you that, okay, maybe yesterday I was too busy and I don't have time, so maybe I want to prioritize them. It depends on you. Alright. So from here, let's go into this Mr. Lee's. Okay, so from the Mr. Lee, again, we can directly get all the contact informations from the contacts app again. And again, what are the latest update based on what you write in the CRM lead as well. So from here, update from February 9. No update from Mr. Lee because like we haven't received any of the email replies or maybe like any calls from Mr. Lee yet. So that's why there's no updates. But I can also just add some more things like update for maybe February 10. We want to check again. So basically, this is where you can just get a very quick summary about like what's happening with this opportunity. Alright. But as a salesperson, the most important thing is actually following up with your customers. Talk to your customers. From here, I want to send a follow-up email to Mr. Lee to say that, hey, I haven't received your email since like 3 days ago. Maybe what's happening? Tell me. From the system, I can very quickly just send an email to the Mr. Lee, and I can use AI in Odoo to help me write a follow-up answer or any prompt that you send to the AI. Alright. So no worries about that. After we have already put the AI and also like when he already generated the form to us, so basically this is where it will be showing up. So from here, I will just put a test 1, 2, 3 as an email content. So once I've already sent this email out, system will help me to record the email content in our CRM lead. So from here, just by scrolling up and down, you are able to see what was happening and what happened in the previous stage. Okay, so maybe for now, I've already done a follow-up email, and I will say, alright, no updates yet. Again, I can just very quickly schedule an activity, maybe like 2 days later to do a follow-up again. Alright, and basically, you have already scheduled your next to-do. So for a salesperson, very quickly and very simple, you can just schedule the to-do task and also follow up with your customers from the system by just 3 buttons. Okay, so if let's say that Mr. Lee suddenly called me back, hey G, can you send me the quotation for maybe like 2 sofas, which is like your new production? Alright, of course, this is like our chance. So in Odoo, you don't have to go and create a new quotation for Mr. Lee by another system again. You don't have to copy all the invoice address, you don't have to copy all the emails and etc. Because in Odoo, you can just directly create a new quotations and it will brings you to the quotation form. Alright, so actually we are at the current stage of like sending out the quotation to the customers. Okay, so Mr. Lee mentioned to me that, hey, we need the sofa. So I will just very quickly just choose the sofa and say that, okay, I need 2. Very quickly, again, I change the quantity. From here, as a salesperson, we can actually see that, hey, we don't really have stocks because it's showing me red color. From here, we know that later on, we need to check with the inventory team to see if we want to go and do a procurement to fulfill the orders and etc. So from here, where you have already inputted the price, or maybe if let's say that you might want to give Mr. Lee a 10% discount because he's our VIP customers, everything Odoo will help you to calculate the total amounts and also the margins based on the actual situation. Alright, again, so I have already created the quotation. What's next? You want to send the quotation to Mr. Lee for a confirmation. Of course, in Odoo, you can directly send out the quotation via email, again via the send button, or another way, we can just get an online quotation link. So if I click on the preview, you can actually see that this is an online link where you can just share the URL to your customers, and by the URL, they can just log into their accounts and sign online. Alright, a little bit of role change. I'm Mr. Lee. So I received this link and I see, oh yes, I actually received a 10% discount for these 2 sofas. Thank you, G. No problem. Alright, so from here, I will just very quickly just sign a signature. And just give it a second. Alright, so I've already done my online signature. First, from my side as a Mr. Lee, I can see that this is already being confirmed. And back to the salesperson side, salesperson G side. Boom. You can see that. In our chatter box, we do have a new quotation PDF generated with the customer signature. So from here, it helps you to save your time and your customer's time to print out the PDF in a hard copy, sign physically, scan it back to you, and you upload to the system for a reference. In Odoo, that's only 1 button to go. Alright, so this sales has already been confirmed by Mr. Lee. Thank you again, Mr. Lee. What's next? Okay, there's 2 ways to go. First, maybe you want to create an invoice to Mr. Lee to ask him to prepare for the payments. Second, maybe you want to check with the inventory guy to do the fulfillment. So why not go both ways at the same time? Alright, so as a salesperson or maybe as a finance person as well, from the sales order, I can very quickly create an invoice from the sales order again so that I don't have to go to my another accounting system, copy and paste all the product description, quantities, total amount, the invoice address, and blah blah blah. That's so much things for you to copy. And in Odoo, you can just click on 1 button to create an invoice which helps you to keep the related informations. So from here, again, we can already see like all the journal items or maybe like the accounts are already updated for you. What you need to do is just cross-check to see, oh yeah, if this is okay. Okay, so perfect. Nothing is wrong. We can just confirm it and send this invoice to Mr. Lee for payment reminder. Or you can wait for the finance team to do the next. So finance team, your job is the last, so we will please stay tuned for later. Okay, so basically this is the invoice generated in from the sales order. So actually by these 5 minutes, you have already follow up with your leads, you have already sent the follow-up emails, you have already scheduled your to-do, you have already sent a quotation and get confirmation from the customers. So basically you can see from the things that you have to manually do it from 2 hours, you save it into 5 minutes. Okay, so the next thing here, we have the sales. Now we have to fulfill the order. So you have already informed the inventory guy that, hey, currently we need 2 sofas. Can you help me to check? So in our the inventory guy, what they can do is just go to the inventory app and search for the products to see, hey, do we have enough sofa? Yes, we have 1. But we need 2. So the next thing here is we need to go and buy the sofa. What we can do here as an operation, maybe like your inventory and purchase together, what we can do is just go to the purchase order and fulfill and proceed with the procurement. So actually in Odoo, system will help you to trigger the reordering because we sense that you have not enough stocks in the inventory. So you can see we have like a P00030 and the sofa for 2 quantities has actually been generated. So again, you don't have to manually create the PO to help you to fulfill the order. What you need to do as an operation person, just go to your purchase or maybe the inventory to get the reordering rules, and also the system will help you to create the PO in the system. Alright, again, as a purchase guy, or maybe it's a purchase girl, sorry. From here, what we can do is, of course, just quickly and go and call our suppliers to say, hey, do you have 2 sofas that is ready for us? And what's the price? So if let's say that you all have already like a fixed price, then that's the best. You don't have to change anything. But if let's say that, hey, we actually have an offer. If you buy 5, we can actually give you a price of 200 for per sofa. That's perfect. What we can do here, again, we just change the quantity and also the price to whatever the suppliers offer you. So here, we can actually already get a total amount of 1,000 ringgit here. And since this is already being direct confirmed by the suppliers, maybe we don't have to send any confirmations to the supplier again. We can skip that step and just directly confirm the order. So directly confirming the order means the next step is good receiving. But of course, as a purchase person, maybe you just want to have a look about like, what was the previous price that they offer me? Again, in Odoo, we record all the information that you need, and from here, we can directly see all the related purchase order informations and all the previous purchase price here. So from here, we can actually see that this procurement is actually the best deal. Okay, so until here, for the purchase, your job is done. What we need to do is for the inventory person to do the good receiving. So from the vendor's lead time, we know that 2 days later, we are expecting an arrival of these 5 sofas. What we need to do here, if let's say that, okay, we are going to fast forward to 2 days later. Alright. For now, let's say that like a truck came in. A truck came in with these 5 sofas to you. So your operation or inventory person, what they need to do is just go to the inventory and do the goods receiving. So in Odoo, again, you can just directly go and find, like for example, that okay, we need the sofa products, and we know that this is like the good receiving for the number of 29, and from here we know that this is actually the 5 sofa that we need. So basically, after doing the stock count, we are good to go. So we want to move this sofa into our inventory and update our quantity. So in Odoo, what you need to do is just click on the validate. By clicking the validate, the good receiving is already done, and the stock quantity has already been updated in the system by default. So where can you see it? You can see it in the movement histories to see that by February 9th, around 4 p.m., we have already received 5 so far from these suppliers. So in Odoo, all the movements will be recorded as a timestamp. So if you want to trace it back, you can just directly get the reports about that as well. Alright, so now we have already received the sofa. The next thing is we want to deliver out this sofa. So what you need to do is just go to the delivery orders and just find Mr. Lee's. So again, I will just search for the sofa, and this is the 2 days one. So actually Mr. Lee only need 2 for that, so the remaining 3 will be remain in our stocks. So from here again, if I have already done the delivering, we can just quickly validate this delivery out, and it again will help me to update in our inventory. Of course, when we go back to the products, you can see like just now, because we have 1 remaining, and after the 3 remaining from my previous procurement, we have a total of 4 units left in our inventory. So by using our inventory and purchase app, you can do the goods receiving. And also the delivery order by just a few clicks to help you to schedule the delivery date, or maybe like the receiving dates, and also help you to update the stock quantities based on your receiving and delivery. You don't have to go to one spreadsheet, check the total amount, go to another spreadsheet, update the products, go to another spreadsheet, do the same thing and again and again. So basically in Odoo, everything is done just by maybe like 5 buttons or 10 buttons. Alright, so again, in these 10 minutes, we've already gone through like the sales, the procurements, the stock checking flow. The next thing here is, of course, as a furniture trading company, sometimes the customer will request for like a customization. So for the customization, I have a very small factory to help me with the customization, and this will actually use the manufacturing app. So the manufacturing app, maybe the first thing you want to check is, what is my manufacturing production today? Again, by the scheduling, I can very quickly to see each of my workstations, like what I need to do today, tomorrow, maybe the next day, next week, and etc. So basically, these are all the informations that you need for the production schedule, and you can plan your human resource accordingly. The next thing here is, of course, again, we have the customization. We can just very quickly create a manufacturing order and say that, hey, maybe we need the industrial bar stool. So from here, we do have like a preset BOM management to help you to say that if we want to produce this industrial bar stool, we need like the trial armrest left, right, the foam padding, and also like the MDF board for like how many units here. So if I change the quantities again, it will help me to update the ratio, and of course it will show me if this component is available. Alright, fortunately we have all the components available, so we will just very quickly go through how you can do the manufacturing. Okay, so from here, of course, we will go through some work orders and also like the time needed for the productions, but from here, please stay tuned for our next session or next event. I'm going to do a very simple conversion to say that, alright, to produce this like bar stool, like 1 unit of that, I need like 10 units and etc. And from here, I can just confirm it and say that I have already consumed these all components and I am ready to produce this as a new product. So after I have already converted these components to the final products here, the system will help me again to track all the product movements here and also give me an overview about like what are the unit costs and what are the actual costs if let's say that you have different consumption. So from here, the system helps you to calculate everything. You again don't have to go to the spreadsheet to update the stock quantities, don't have to do the unit cost calculations by yourself, and etc. Odoo helps you everything. Alright, So currently, we are done with all the sales, all the manufacturings, all the purchase, and etc. Of course, I understand that each of the business, you have different kind of business operations, production flows, or maybe like the stock checking flow. Please feel free to talk to us, the business advisor, later for a one-on-one consultation session so that we can find out how Odoo will be helpful for you. Alright, so let's go to the last stage, which is like the finance stage. So for the finance people, now is your time. So for the finance, what you need to do here is actually about the accounting. So for the accounting, the first thing that you will see is actually like a dashboard about like your invoices, your bills, and etc. So again, I can just very quickly check like what are the invoices that I created or created by the others, when is the due date, and what is the status here. If I want to check all the outstanding payments, by one click, boom. It will help me to see what are the overdue invoices and and you can just proceed with the follow-up actions from them. Again, you can even group them by different kind of contacts here, so that maybe you know that, hey, Mr. Lee, although you are my VIP customers, but you are still owning me like a 20k, so maybe you need to do something. Alright, so basically, this is based on how your finance team is actually processing with the follow-up actions here, but anyhow, you'll be able to get a very quick report from here. And for all the invoices and bills that you have created in the system, it will all help you to update in the reportings, for example, like the P&L, like your trial balance. And even for those SST registered company, we also have the SST reports ready for you. So from here, the Odoo accounting will help you to collect all the data from your invoices and bills. And even though inside that you want to take a look about like the detailed breakdown, I can just very quickly click inside and see all the journal entries related to it. Same goes to all these accounting reports. And for these all accounting reports, what you can do here is make a comparison as well. So maybe you want to see how much actually you are earning compared to the previous. Alright, so of course, when 2025, my company is not launched yet, so that's why I don't have any data. But if let's say that you started using it this year, next year you are able to compare like the 2026 and also 2027 data and moving forward. So basically, Odoo helps you to keep all the data here. Alright, and for Malaysia, just for your information, we have all the chart of accounts following the guideline from government. But if you have any special cases, feel free to just let us know and we will see how we can help with that. But basically, this is all very flexible for you to just adjust. For example, if you want to get a new account or you want to archive a new account, this is very free and very flexible for you to use. Alright, the last thing. We are going to send to the My Invoice portal. So let's say that just now I have already created the invoice for Mr. Lee. So I will just go inside and check about that. Okay, so this is the invoice for the two sofas just now. What I can do to send the e-invoice to My Invoice portal in Odoo, just by one click, you can see there's like a send to My Invoice portal here. I can just very quickly click on it. And the validation result will be updated in Odoo system and also the LHDM portal instantly. So basically from here, you can see the validation is already done and we can see the status is marked as valid. And if you need more about the information, we can just go into the My Invoice document and see all the submission dates, the invoice date, the validation dates, and etc. So we can see that this invoice has already been updated to My Invoice. So let's take a look in My Invoice portal. Alright, so from here, from our submissions, we know that this is the latest one for the 4 p.m. one. And here, there will be like a status of the valid one. Again, if you click inside, you will see that this is like the total amounts, like the buyer name, IDs, and time issues, and all the related informations needed by the government. So basically, this My Invoice portal and Odoo Odoo has already connected to My Invoice portal to help you with submitting all this e-invoicing. So of course, if you click inside, we can get all the informations needed for example, like again, the total amount, the T number, and etc. So basically, these all are helping you to submit the e-invoice individually to based on the government requirements as well. So basically, in Odoo, we help you to do the things. What you need to do is just click on one button to update the status. Alright, so basically for this is like the invoice, and if you want to do a bulk submitting, we can also just select it, and from here we can see that we have a button to send to My Invoice directly. So if all of them are valid, after you have already sent to My Invoice, then again in our portal, that will show all the submissions that you have done. Okay, so basically, we have already gone through all of the required core business for a furniture trading company by using contacts, CRM, sales, inventory, purchase, manufacturing, and accounting for everything in these 20 minutes. So basically, you can see all the data are actually interconnected, and once you have already like a sales order or like a purchase orders, you can just very quickly create an invoice or update your vendor bills in the system, and this all will be automatically generated in accounting. Of course, from the inventory or operation side, you can also very quickly to see like how much you are actually getting the goods, or maybe how much you need to deliver out, what are the stocks remaining, and etc. Everything is connected. Alright, so we are done with the demo here, but if you would like to see more or you have a different operation, again, feel free to contact us for a free demo session. Okay, so actually this demo is based on our customer success story, Poet Sendirian Berhad. Actually, Poet Sendirian Berhad is a furniture trading company based in Malaysia. So previously, they have around like 30 employees here, and they were using like Excel, the manual works, different system for different kind of operations. So basically, the owner actually once said that instead of doing innovations, we are doing maintenance. So basically, this is why Odoo came in and helped them to increase their productivity by 300%. So basically, their people now can focus on the business growth, and Odoo by the system, by the modules here, they help them to record and connect everything together. So what they are using is actually from the CRM to sales to again like the inventory, purchase, manufacturing, invoicing, and also the accounting. This is their roadmap. So basically, starting from 2024 April, they had a first contact with our business advisor. So around after 1 month, they have like a demo, and just within like 1 week of the demo provided, they decided to go with Odoo. So starting from June, they actually started the implementation with our functional consultant, and in 9 months, they actually go live with all the systems here. So actually, this 9 months is not like after only like all the system has already been done, all the modules have already been done, then only we start using the system. Actually, after like 2 or 3 months, the modules or like one of the core operations here has already been go live and let the dedicated department to use that operations as well. So basically, this 9 months is actually the full implementation of the whole company, including like the second stage, third stage, like the marketing and etc. So basically, this is the whole implementation timeline for Poet Sendirian Berhad. So if let's say that your business is actually in a more straightforward or maybe like a simple business operations here, you might just need like 2 to 3 months or maybe like up to 5 months to go live from the first contact to the fully go live stages. So again, because different business operations have different kind of requirements and also like the workflow here. So the project timeline can be different for each person. Okay, so how do you actually kickstart your business with Odoo project here? So first, contact your business advisor. We will help you to analyze how Odoo will be helpful for you first and see how Odoo will be helpful for you. Then we will also help you with a customized free demos with a one-on-one session to showcase you how Odoo will work based on your business requirements. So if let's say that for the next step, we decided to proceed with Odoo, then we business advisor will send you a quotation and also like the project scope. And after agreement, we will move on the next stage, the project, to our functional consultant, which is an Odoo expert, and they will be assigned to your project to help you from 0 to 100 by face to face. So of course, the first step will be like launching the project, and then of course later on there will be implementation. The implementation might be separated to different stages based on the requirements and also like the project scope. This will be discussed with the business advisors. So after the implementation, training, validation, and etc., you are ready to go live. After going live, we will also provide the afterlife support to make sure that the transition is smooth. So here's our pricing. So there's so many modules. Some of you might ask, hey, if I want to use 7 modules, or maybe like I want to use 10 modules, will it be charging me based on the number of modules? No. Odoo charge based on the number of users instead of number of modules. So basically, all of that what you can see inside the system is included in one fee. Meaning like, if you have like 5 users, you have like 10 users, anywhere, you can use all the 70 modules inside the system without any extra charges for the addition of the modules here. Again, we are like a cloud ERP system, so as long as you have a device, you have a Wi-Fi, you can access the system anywhere and anytime. And of course, this also includes like a 24/6 customer support in Malaysia, so that anytime you can reach out to our Odoo support to get help from our live chat, or maybe just submit a support ticket and our support team will get back to you. Of course, we do have like those online documentations, like a text documentations, YouTube tutorials, or maybe like the Odoo AI to help you to answer your questions here. And this subscription price has already included the free version upgrade every year. So meaning like you don't have to pay for the upgrade fees. What you need to do is just follow your business advisor or your account manager to upgrade the system. And talking to the advisor will also allow you to look for a multi-year subscription to help you to lock down the price for up to 5 years. So this can help you to save your budgets for a long-term sustainability and long-term usage. Other than this subscription fee, what we will strongly suggest you is consider our implementation success pack as well, because this is actually our project implementation handled by our functional consultant, aka Odoo expert. So basically, there will be one dedicated project manager to help you with all the system configuration, data import, customization if there's any, and also the trainings to make sure that you onboard to the system smoothly. So we do have like a 25 to 200 hours of the implementation pack, but this one depends on different kind of project scope. There will be different kind of suggestion here. So again, please feel free to contact us business advisor for a more dedicated advice and also like a more dedicated suggestion based on your project scope. Alright. So basically, we are done with the introduction here. I believe some of you might have some questions. So let's take a look about the YouTube comment. Okay, so we see the first question. Alright, is there an extra cost per my invoice submission for Malaysia e-invoicing, or is it included in the subscription? So Odoo don't have any extra charges for the My Invoice submission. So you can also consider that as an unlimited submission to My Invoice. Okay, so question, in future, if I want to use CRM module, can I configure ourselves to use it? Of course you can. So basically, this can be also discuss with the business advisor to see what are the modules that maybe you want to try out yourself first, or maybe you need some guidance from our consultant. So this is very flexible. If you want us to help you with the inventory, you can just talk to us to say that, hey, we need the inventory, but for the CRM, we want to import ourselves. That's totally fine. Okay, so the next question. Implementation is too long for us. Can Odoo be set up in weeks for a team 5 to 10 size? Okay, so this is actually depends on your project scope. So some of the, although maybe like, let's say that your company size is like just 5 to 10, but maybe the operations that you need is actually so much more, then that might take a little bit longer. But if let's say that you just need a very simple and straightforward operation here, then definitely that will be shorter. But I would say usually it will take around 2 months from the very first approach to the project and implementation to go live. So please also give yourself some buffer time to talk to us, do the right decision, and also discuss with us about the project timeline. Okay, the next question. Can Odoo PO get approved first? Only can do the goods received note. Yes, you can. So basically, although the purchase module and also the inventory modules is actually linked together, we can also add some approval metrics in the purchase module to help you to say that, hey, this is our purchase order. I need my manager's approval or maybe some other team lead's approval to confirm this purchase order first before it was converted, or maybe it was like generating the GR for you. So basically, yes, you can. Okay, for the next question, what is the minimum implementation duration? Again, this actually will be very different for every company, every business requirements and business operations here. So I would say give yourself 2 months at least to get the things implemented. Alright, let's see if you have any other questions here. Would like to ask, will Odoo POS can submit the e-invoice to my tax portal directly? Yes. So in our POS, it is also having the e-invoicing submission already, but it won't be covered in this session. But feel free to just contact us for a more POS demo for that. But anyhow, for POS, we are able to generate the invoice in the accounting system and help you to do the consolidated POS e-invoice to the My Invoice portal as well. Odoo is real-time or batch processing? I would say all the data are real-time, but I'm not very sure if you are meaning about that. Feel free to elaborate a little bit more or contact me later. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. Can the forms like invoices, payment vouchers be customized to our needs? Can we have more than one format for each form, like different invoice for different type of sales? Yes, you can. This is actually the customization tool in Odoo, and what we call that is Studio. So basically, Studio can be very flexible to help you to customize the reports, duplicate the reports, and what you need to do is just like generate the reports. So for example, I have a report here for accounting. Okay, so basically what it will be looking like is like, okay, sorry, just give me a second. Okay, what it will be looking like is like the invoice like that. For example, this is like the standard template of Odoo. But of course, if you want to add on some data, or maybe if let's say that you want to move around, based on different kind of conditions, we do have different kind of customization needed here. So feel free to just let us know what kind of customization that you need, and we can help you to evaluate if this is doable or not. But mainly it will be doable, but let's see. Alright. Okay, so we will have one more last question. Are different modules that you show auto integrate for basic operations? Yes. So basically what you can see in Odoo here, these all are actually interconnected with each other. So for example, usually for your invoice or maybe from your WMS, they are not connected together. But in Odoo, yes, you can see from the sales order, we can directly create an invoice, or we can directly get a delivery order to help you for the deliveries. So basically, you can see all the things are connected, and I did not use any other system or things to help me to finish all the core business operations. So here, this is our native modules, and these all are in our standard solutions. Okay, so I think that will be all for today. Alright, so I believe maybe some of you still have a lot of different questions that you want to ask us directly. So again, feel free to directly drop me a WhatsApp message via +852 6682 9456, or send me an email via zht@odoo.com. Or if you would like to build if you would like to directly book a consultation session with me, feel free to scan this QR code and see my calendars. So I will see you all soon, and I will talk to you all soon.